Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be watching this from. And happy Wednesday. What's going on? It's your girl Nana Badu. And I hope you guys are having a great day so far. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. I hope the week's going well for y'all. Um, Things are good over here in New York. I feel like I'm on a broadcast, like in the morning, like Good Morning America. Say things are good in New York area. The weather is 65 degrees. Anyway, y'all know I could just chat up a storm, but we're here to talk about your style and why your style is not reflecting the real you. Mm, mm, okay, so if you saw the title of our live today and you were like, ooh, felt a twitch, or you were like, that's me, okay? Um, Let me know in the comments, drop a me in the comments. I definitely want to know where you're at in your style journey, and hopefully we will be able to uncover and unlock some of the things that you might not even know were holding you back from dressing with more of your personality and being more authentic in the way that you showcase your style. So, if you are joining me, please drop in the comments, say a hello, say a good morning, right? We love the community up in the space. If you're watching this on the replay, drop that replay up in the comments, okay? Because I love to know when you guys are checking out the live and tuning in, okay? So we are not going to waste any time. We're going to dive right on in. So, one of the biggest things that I hear from clients when we start working together is a lot of the things that are holding them back, right? I outrightly ask folks, even when I'm talking to folks on style calls or just even in general, because sometimes folks will be like, no, how's your style? What's up? And what's up? How can I get great style, right? How can I improve my style? And it's funny because a lot of times people think I'm just going to jump and say, well, where do you shop? You just need to shop here, here, and here, and you'll be great. And I'm like, no, let's take a step back. So I need to know what's up with the areas that you're having challenges. What are your wardrobe challenges, right? What are some of those spaces that you're struggling with, right? So you hear things like how to dress for my body, adding color, accessorizing. I hate shopping. Some of those things you might be like, that's me, that's me, that's me, right? So those are some very, very, very common responses and challenges that a lot of people have when it comes to figuring out how to dress, right? And how to feel like they have style, right? Like they got a perspective on the way that they show up through their clothing. And when you're thinking about those challenges, another thing that I always want you to think about is is the other side of it, which is the vision. Like, what do you desire for your style? How do you actually want to show up, right? Like, how do you want people to feel when they see you, right? Just that first visual contact. Someone sees you, they didn't talk to you, didn't introduce yourself, nothing. They just saw you get in an elevator. They saw you on stage before you started speaking. How about that? They saw your LinkedIn profile picture. Hope you got one. Okay. Like, there's all these touch points for people to see you before they hear you. So, what kind of impression do you want to make? Right? It's a common question. What kind of impression do you want to make? Right? Maybe it's a video interview or an in-person interview. What do you want people to think and feel about who you are? That is up to you. That is not up to them. People are always going to think something. Okay, you cannot control the thoughts of others, right? So all you can do All that you can do is really control the message that you are sending out, right? That's you. So, one of the best ways that you can do that is by making sure that your outward appearance is in alignment with all your inner magic. Hello. Okay? Drop that in the comments for your neighbor cuz so they can catch it, all right? So so it's really important for you to understand what you want your desired style to be, right? And that leads me into, yes, I love that, Dr. Michelle. For me, style says who I am before I speak. Absolutely, 1,000%. And so when you're thinking about what you want that desired style to be, a lot of times that's where a roadblock will come in. That's where it's like, okay, wait, Nana, I'm not sure, right? And so one of the biggest blocks there is just uncertainty, right? Like knowing, not knowing what you want your style to look like, to feel like, to be. You just it's just a space of confusion and uncertainty for you. And it doesn't matter what you are trying to do and accomplish. If you have a lot of doubt and uncertainty seeding you, it's like trying to move through quicksand, right? Like you feel like you take one step forward, two steps back. The biggest thing you lack is clarity. You lack clarity. You don't have a really clear vision of what you want your desired style to be. So that's when you say, well, I don't have style. I don't know what my personal style is, right? That's a space of doubt and uncertainty. So, one of the first steps and most important steps, if you are trying to raise your style and your overall image to really be in a space that aligns with who you are, the most important step is to get clarity. It is not to shop, it is not to just go clean out your closet, it's not to buy new things, it is to get clarity. Get clarity on what you want your style to be. Okay? And great tip, one of the best ways to do that is to create a mood board. All right? A mood board is a visual depiction of images that can represent the style that you want. So find those images. You could Google, use Instagram, Pinterest. There's so many resources. Make this a fun exercise. Like, how many folks do vision boards at the top of the new year? Right? Like, if you're a vision board person, drop vision in the comments. Okay? It's the same thing when New Year hits and you're like, all right, let me revisit my goals. Let me get clear on what I want to accomplish this year. And then you continuously, hopefully, you set some checkpoints, and every quarter you're revisiting your goals to see how you're doing. But you put everything out there, right? You get your inspirational words, you put up pictures of what you desire in your life, right? Like, be doing all the things. Because if you know about achieving your goals or manifesting what you desire, you know how important it is to get it out of your head and onto paper and into your mouth through your words, affirmations, talking about it, sharing it with people, right? Like, that's how things happen. So, achieving the style you desire is no different, hunty. Okay, it's no different. You got to get that mood board popping. Put the colors that you want to wear, jewelry and accessories. If there are style influencers you follow on Instagram, pop some of their pictures up there, right? If there are celebrities that you like, it could be family members, it could be friends, anyone whose style is one that you look at and you feel a sense of desirability around, especially probably not just in their attire and the way that they look, but their overall presence, their overall sense of confidence, right? That's what draws you in. That's what makes you say, like, she always looks sharp. She always looks well put together, right? Those are when those kinds of sentiments come into play. So get a mood board going so that you can be clear on what you want for your style. And then you can start to go into your closet to see what you have now. And then that's when we talk about the gaps, okay? Right? That's when you can figure out what isn't aligned, okay? So that is a huge, huge thing. Exactly, Dr. Michelle. Vision brings clarity on goals, milestones, and style. Yes, ma'am. Okay, all things, right? So if you're feeling like you walk into your closet and you say, nothing here feels like me, right? One of those biggest blocks is that level of uncertainty, that doubt. And so you must get clarity. All right. Yeah, Portia knows having that vision makes a big difference, right? So we really want to focus your energies there. Please, for the love of God, don't just go shopping. Just please don't, because you will waste your money. Okay, you will waste your money, you will waste your time, and you will make investments in things that still have the tags on them and they're still hanging up in your closet because you don't know what really works well for your body. You are just looking online and you're like, well, I'll try this, or I'll try that, or I'll try this. You haven't honed in on some key elements so that you feel really clear about what your style type is, what kind of impressions you want to make, and what are the best wardrobe choices to have in your closet based on that desired style type. Okay? Please, because I've seen it. People, oh, I just went shopping. I'm like, why are you shopping? Why are you taking action in the state of confusion and uncertainty? Don't make no sense. You gotta get clear. Okay? Exactly, person. Please don't shop with no vision. Don't do it to yourself. That's what happens when you go and you purchase things and they've got all the tags on them. You usually made those purchases out of a state of emotion, right? Like maybe went some emotional shopping, work wasn't going too hot that day, boss got on your nerves, spouse got on your nerves, right? Like it happens to the best of us. And we go, we do some impulse buying. And the lady, you like, I don't even know why I bought this, right? Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. All right. Break out of that confusion, get some clarity. That part, that's Portia. That's why people stay shopping for each interview or conference. Ooh, child. Listen, if you are one of those last minute shoppers, okay, we might have to segue for just a second because Portia brings up a really good point. If you are a last minute shopper, right, there's definitely a few things happening for you. For without a doubt, your style and the pieces in your closet are not reflecting the real you. Because if they were, we wouldn't have no problem going into your closet and shopping your closet and picking out some pieces that you know would really allow you to set the bar, stand out, and crush it at any kind of conference or interview. Okay? You don't always have to buy something new to feel good. When your closet is on point, you can pick things and recreate elements and outfits and be like, or go to some tried and true pieces and know it's going to smash out. Know it's going to accentuate your shape in the best way, colors that are going to be popping. It's going to highlight something about your personality that's going to be a conversation starter. Like you have those pieces. So even if you do decide that you want to purchase something for a conference or a speaking engagement, because sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself and I want to just step into this space with some new, refreshed energy. You are not overhauling. You're not thinking or saying, I don't have anything to wear. Ugh, right? Like those words, you don't be uttering them things. You don't say those words when you have more clarity about what kind of style you have, right? Feeling like I don't have anything to wear, that's not really in your vocabulary. You got plenty of options, right? You might feel like, you know what, I do want to get a new shoe Or, you know what, maybe I want to get a new dress because there's going to be a dinner afterwards and I want to attend that. I want to have something a little special, right? You're very intentional about what you need to buy because you are clear. Okay? So, especially when it comes to interviewing and conferences in the professional space, and there's that added sense of pressure to show up well, right? To put your best foot forward, right? There's an added sense of nerves, right? Attached to that. Because sometimes conferences can be great for folks who are like, yes, I love it. I can network, talk, and meet people. It's also exhausting and nerve wracking to network and meet with people and introduce yourself. And, it's such a pressure cooker, man, right? And so, one thing that your style can do is just like alleviate a lot of that pressure. I'm not gonna go on the whole sidebar because I can go on the whole thing and talk to you about conversation starting style, because that is the key for you to enter into conferences and interviews and really feel connected and really spark conversation with the people that you're engaging with, right? And that at the core of all of that, again, comes back to that clarity piece, all right? Really understanding what your style is, what are the clothes, the accessories, the beauty components that come together in your style that make it signature, that make it memorable, that make it unmissable. All right, y'all hear what I'm putting down? Okay. Portia said, Nana taught me how to shop my closet and get creative. Yes, Portia is the queen of an A-line skirt and some mismatched earrings. Portia, you're influencing me today. Dr. Michelle said, Portia, we should have to go. Okay, wait. I think the typing messed me up. Yeah. So instead of emotionally shopping, yes, ma'am. Instead of emotionally shopping, because you're just gonna buy either the same things that you already have in your closet, right? Or you're gonna pick things that aren't the best because you're in a state of hurried. You're rushing, right? You're like just in a hurried, frenzied state. So you're just gonna be like, "This is cool. This is enough." And then, seeing it time and time again, you wear it that one time and never again. Be like, "When's the last time you wore this?" "Oh, I had an interview." I'm like, and then like you never wore it again. Like, why? Why'd you buy it in the first place? I don't know. I just needed something, so I just got it real quick. You are wasting money. Okay? Wasting money. Absolutely. When your styles define you, are more confident in your abilities and competencies. Yeah. It allows you to focus on your genius zone and really lean into your talents and allow people to see more of who you are and what you have to offer. Right. So definitely, if you're feeling like, okay, yes, the doubt, the uncertainty, I don't know what my style is, that's a really, really big piece that you want to get clear on. Okay. Another reason I see that a lot of especially women, I work mostly with women of color. And another space that I see women struggle with when they're trying to figure out why they don't feel like their wardrobe is reflective of their best selves is a lot of fear. A lot of fear about what other people think. A lot of fear about not looking unprofessional, about looking unprofessional, excuse me, about not looking professional, right? That fear of how that's going to impact what people think, and then ultimately what happens in the workplace, right? Will I get overlooked for the promotion, right? Well, I'm already the only Black woman in the bunch. So, I got to go above and beyond others to make sure that I get everything that I deserve. These are all common sentiments, right? And so if you're in that space where you constantly feel like you have to fit in when it comes to work, it's like, I swear, the workplace and people and personalities and dynamics. It just every single time it takes me back to like elementary school playing in the sandbox. Like it's people are people, right? It takes me back to that playground and like wanting to fit in, wanting to be called on to be on somebody's team, wanting to be picked, not wanting to be picked last, right? For kickball. Like all of these different things. The cool kids are over there talking, and you're like, okay, am I a cool kid? Am I going to be accepted in that group too? It's all of these dynamics, except we're adults. And people are judgy, and we all have bias, and we put those out there. And oftentimes people do not have filters. A lot of times people ain't got no common sense. Okay, people have a lot of preconceived notions. All right, and so it's so easy to fall into that trap and that whirlwind and just like feel part of the status quo. And you're like, this is what it looks like to be a professional. If you're a professional, you wear black suits, navy suits, you wear gray pants and white shirts, and navy blue blazers. That's it. Like if you color outside of those lines, then red flag, you're no longer professional. What? What? What are we saying? Right? Like, and don't even get me started in hair. I don't think we have the time for hair today. Okay? Like, it's just such nonsense. It's just such nonsense. I think I saw an article this morning about a teen in Texas who wore dreadlocks, and I think he got suspended from school. I need to click on the whole article and read it, but that popped up in the headlines this morning. I was like, I just can't believe the lengths like that we go. So many of you, y'all follow me, you know about the Crown Act. You know how much we deep dive into just Black women and their experience in the workplace. And it is utter nonsense. It's utter nonsense, and it's sad, it's infuriating, it's frustrating that this is a reality of something that you have to deal with, that people will really form opinions about you based on like your DNA, like how you look, your skin, your hair, your features, all these things, right? But this is the reality. Okay, so what you gonna do about it? What you're gonna do about it is, one, you're not gonna see it as a deficit, because it is not. Okay, it is a powerhouse play move. Okay, who you are, your natural self, that's your secret weapon. That's your secret sauce. Like that is your superpower. Okay, so that needs to be a source of inspiration, motivation for you. Period. All right. It is not a deficit. It is not something for somebody to take and flip and make it seem as if it is unprofessional, insufficient, etc. No, you're not going to deprecate over here. All right. That's not what you're going to do. All right. Absolutely not. You have to own it. There has to be a certain level of like stick to itiveness that listen. It's, we just gonna make up some stuff right now. Like you gotta stick in it. Earlier I was talking about some quicksand. No, ma'am, you gotta be cemented in this thing, right? You have to be cemented in who you are, your talents, your skills, what sets you apart from others. You have to know that. You have to believe that. You have to stand firmly in that. All right. When you are doing that kind of confidence building work, right? Especially when it comes to the workspace and the talents that you bring in that arena, like it permeates. That is what people feel. That is what people see. That is what people remember, right? So you are just adding another layer to that by making sure that your style aligns with that, so that the outward and the inner are speaking the same language. So if you know what sets you apart from everybody else, why would you then dress like everybody else? Why would you visually show up looking like everybody else in the office when you're not like them, when you have very distinct traits, very distinct strengths? I'm just saying, I'm just asking a question. Okay? So set the bar differently for yourself in all the spaces, in all the ways. Release that fear, release that feeling of, I'll be unprofessional. You won't. You know why? Because you are a professional. That's part of your identity. And it is not just about the way that you look, it's way bigger than that. Okay? It's way bigger than that. Okay? It comes in your communication style, it comes in the delivery of your work product, it comes in how you treat your colleagues, how you work with your peers, clients. All of these elements make up who you are. Okay? So this word and this notion, everything that comes with professionalism, listen, it doesn't have to have a negative connotation if you take ownership of it and just claim it. Like, of course I'm a professional. Okay? And just know that that looks different across the board. Okay? Like, you can meet a woman, tattoos, sleeves covered, boom, boom, blah. Guess what? She's a millionaire, owns, I don't know, a chain of Chick-fil-A's. You want to tell me she's not a professional? Excuse me, ma'am. She's running a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Just saying. Okay? Like, you can meet somebody wearing jeans, sneakers, and you would think like, oh, well, they just graduate from high school? Like, nah, they're too junior. They don't have enough experience, etc. Person is, a genius, crushing it in their space. Like, we make a lot of assumptions, and we again have a lot of bias, and we all do. Okay? And when we see people, we already register them, right? They already make an impression, right? You guys have heard about 7 seconds. You have 7 seconds to make a first impression. It's a lot less than that. Especially if you're a person of color, it's a lot less. Okay? You get the scan, head to toe. You look somebody up and down, and then you're like, oh, this is who they are, right? And then after that, that person either confirms what you thought, and you're like, yep, I'm talking to them, getting to know them. Yep, oh yeah, definitely, I thought that's who they were. Or complete flip. You're like, whoa, I would have never thought that that's who you were, right? So this is constantly going to happen. So let's regain control, reclaiming my time, okay? Reclaiming my power on that impression. I set the tone. I know who I am. And so I'm going to tell you what you're going to think about me. Like, I'm putting that kind of energy out there. So I'm not afraid of what you think or who you think I might be, because I already know who I am. I'm secure in that. Right? Can we get secure in who we are? If you feel like you are secure or getting more secure in who you know you are, drop secure in the comments. Okay? Like, that is an ongoing journey in and of itself of personal development. Okay? But it's really important that you have that grounding, because that is what's going to enable you to feel more confident to start taking some risks with your style and the direction that you want to go in. Okay? And start departing from the notion of, I have to look like the rest of the khaki and navy blue and gray clan, and I can start to bring more of what I really love to wear into this workplace, whether that's colors, whether that's prints, accessories, lip color, a nose ring, whatever it might be. You can bring more of that to the workplace and stop feeling limited because you are afraid of what people are going to think. Pausing for dramatic effect. Okay? Like that's the real. We got to let go of a lot of this fear of what other people think about us. Because so who coined that phrase about living rent free up in your head? Like I come to that a lot of times when I'm like, why am I thinking about this person and what they think about what I'm about to do? Like they shoot they mortgage free up in my brain. Like you're taking up space, and I'm sitting here thinking about this, and it ultimately doesn't matter. And here's the reality, and this is from personal experience. The reality is when you show up more aligned with who you are, your colleagues and your peers respond favorably. Like people respond favorably. When I was working as a management consultant, I that was my first job out of college, and that was the bulk of my profession in the corporate space. So I was in spaces with working with government agencies, you know, some spaces were super buttoned up, some spaces were a little bit more relaxed, but I'm working with people all walks of life, right? And so coming into this space, I was like, okay, this is my first job, right? Especially if you're that first job out of college, you're like, I want to make a good impression. I want to impress people. I want to be successful, right? It's so much of that energy, right? And so you have choices there. You have a lot of choices, probably more than you think. But everyone comes at you and everyone's like, oh, just stick to the norm. Just come in and, just go ahead and get yourself navy blues, white collared shirt, like just stick to these kind of wardrobe basics, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with these basics. There's some great staples in there that you can use to flip and make your own. Okay? So the problem comes when you take that recipe, that recipe of what professional looks like, and you just repeat it verbatim. That's where the problem comes in. Okay? When you don't bring any of your uniqueness, any of your personality, any of your flair to the table. And you're basically saying, like, I'm going to replicate somebody else's prototype because they told me that that's what I should do. You have your own way of thinking, your own way of approaching things. Can we get some of that energy, please? Because guess what? People want to see you. They want to hear about you. And it is by far more to your advantage when you can stand out favorably and showcase more of your personality than you pretending to be something you're not. Just saying. So when I was in the corporate space, listen, this is something I would have wore. I mean, this is a maxi dress. I wouldn't have worn next. It's a little more like daytime festival. But this blazer from my mama when she was working in the 90s, okay, this ode to Claire Huxtable vibes, cha-cha, yes ma'am. I was like, yeah, I have a black blazer, but mine just has colorful swirls on it because I like high energy. Okay, that's more to my personality and who I am. That's the kind of vibe you're gonna get with Nana Bazoo, right? It makes sense. Okay, and I started to just lean into that. I'd wear my navy blue suit because I had one. I was like, okay, yeah, I got the basics, but I'll wear a head wrap with mine, and yeah, I'm gonna wear some gold hoops. Like that was me. So, and I tell you, clients, colleagues, managers, Nana, you just always like breath of fresh air. You just come in and just such new renewed energy with you. It's always great, and your style, everything just aligns and makes sense. Thanks, Bob. Right? Because what's happening is you're building a brand. You are building a brand. You're building a calling card. You're building a space that allows you to be remembered. So you must be remembered as you, the real you. Don't be remembered as something that you are not. Because guess what? You're not going to be remembered. You're going to be forgotten because you're going to be just like everybody else. Okay? So fully lean into that space because it will be to your professional advantage when you are known for being stylish, known for being confident, and doing it with flair and an ease and an authenticity. Let me tell you, the way that people gravitate, people be like, how you doing it? I mean, it's what? How you doing it? You're like, well, this little thing, right? Like it's such an energy and confidence booster. And I'm telling you, there's so much thrown at you at work when you want to get the promotion, when you have the big clients, like when you have the hard boss, like you need those ways and those spaces that are going to differentiate you from your peers and that are going to boost you in the confidence department. You have to have them. Okay? Portia said she'd like to learn more about how the corporate blandness became the norm. Listen, I think we going back some some centuries. Okay. Yeah, you were fed that. There's a certain archetype and it was just repeated. And now it's shifting. It's completely shifting. Okay? So just know that your identity is professional, okay? Because you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. You're sharp, you're focused, you're smart, you're diligent, you are, intentional. You a boss. Like just own it, okay? Okay, you come through and through. All right? So that's part of your DNA. That's part of who you are. So now when people see me, they're just going to get it on first sight. Okay? So then when you come in with whatever layer of your personality is there, it just all makes sense. It's all in alignment. Okay? That brand is singing. So release the fear. Release the fear of other people's opinions, release the fear of being seen as something that you are not. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fear and doubt. Those are the two biggest blocks that are preventing you from really saying, I want to take a different direction with my style. Because it's quite possible, like you might see other women doing it in the workplace, and you're just like, yo, dang, she wearing pink lipstick to work. Like, I would love to, but I'm only gonna do that on the weekends. Like, I ain't wearing that to work. That's too much. Doing too much, right? Like, we say all these haphazard things, and a lot of times we just heard them from other people and we're just repeating it. Okay, but what do you really think? Why is that too much? Is it too much? You've just been told it's too much, so you think it is too. Like, break out, break out of the corporate chain. break out, really and truly, break out and like define your own course. Because for like, listen, I know if you tuning in with me, like I already know you're a boss and leader, like point blank in all the periods. Like I know you're an original, you're a thought leader, right? You're an expert in your field. Like people are hitting you up. Like you're smart and capable and you're performing at a high level. So if you're doing all of that, there's no reason for you to be reluctant about making a shift in your style so that people can see the greatness immediately, right? And also too, a lot of times, there's other things happening here too as it relates to your body image, your shape, how you feel clothes look and fit on you. If you are on a wellness journey with your health, and for many women that I've worked with, you're like, I want to lose weight, I want to be in a healthier state. Honey, do it. Like, feel great about your body. That is very, very important, you know. Also, while you are doing that, though, do not allow yourself to feel like you are limited with what you can wear because of your body. Okay? You're putting up all of these imaginary blocks around what you can and cannot wear because you feel like your body is limiting. Hey, Anika. So I hear things like, I have a large bust. So, I have to make sure it's covered all the time. So you feel like you have to wear black or darker colors because you just want to cover up your bust. You don't want to draw any attention because you have large breasts. Ma'am, ma'am, you are not restricted to wear turtlenecks or black tops all the time simply because you have a large bust. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You can tastefully dress in a way that is going to complement your figure and that doesn't have to emphasize or put the girls on blast, but it doesn't have to hide and conceal and cover them up either. You don't have to do that simply because you're at work. You don't have to. You can let the neckline breathe. Let the décolletage be this. You can get a nice little necklace popping. Okay? See you, Portia. So, like, allow yourself to not feel limited by that. I'm short, so I can only wear heels. I'm petite, like I can't wear flats. Like I can only wear heels all the time. That's not true. You can absolutely wear a flat. Okay, that's if you feel comfortable with your height and where you are with that. No one's requiring that of you. I can only, well, the moniker, it has to be a stiletto heel, and I have to wear heels all the time so that I'm sharp and put together and professional. No, you don't. You can wear flats. You can wear a chunky block heel. You can wear a sharp wedge heel too. Like, you are making up some of these restrictions on what you can and cannot do around your style based on your body and your shape. Okay? My arms are large, so I can never wear anything that's short sleeves or sleeveless. I can't have my arms out. Like, just allow yourself to be released with some of these restrictions. Okay? And open up to saying, all right, what can I do? And when you go back to tip number 1 and build that mood board out for yourself, fill that mood board with images of women whose body shape looks like you, because that is going to empower you to feel like, okay, now hold on. I love how she's wearing this beautiful ivory blouse and it's V-neck, and the girls are like really accentuated, but it feels tasteful, it feels elegant, it feels sophisticated. Okay, maybe I can try that too. Okay, I love what she's doing. She's doing this whole monochromatic feel. Okay, I didn't think I could do that. Oh, wow, she's super petite and she's wearing flats, but I really love the way that it's put together. And I see the dress length, it's above the knee. She still gets some of her leg in there. I really like that image. Find representation. Find women who look like you, whose style is dope, and put them on the mood board. That's going to empower you to feel like you're capable of dressing that way as well. Okay? And allow you to feel like, all right, I could do that too. I've been nervous. I've been doubtful. I've been a little scared, but man, if she's rocking it and her body type is very close to mine, or her skin tone is very close to mine, and she's wearing those colors, me too. Okay. She's dark skinned and she's wearing pink lipstick. Absolutely right. Okay. Work it out and be fabulous, girl. All right. So it's really important that you start to break out. Break out of the fear, break out of the uncertainty, break out of the doubt around what your style is, or doubt around what you can and cannot wear because of your body shape or your weight. Break out of that. It's all so limiting, and it's making you, instead of opening up to saying like, I'm going to be out here and be more of myself, that's going to draw in more of the attention that I desire, you're hiding. You're hiding. You're choosing to say, well, I don't want to do too much. I don't want to be unprofessional. I'm just going to do and dress like everybody else and stay under the radar. You're not a stay under the radar kind of gal. Okay? So we're not of that philosophy. All right? We are here to showcase our talents, to bring value, and we're not shying away from that. You're not shying away from that. It's spotlight time. Okay? So listen, I hope that this conversation was eye-opening for you. Please drop in the comments. Let me know one thing that was a takeaway or that was helpful for you. I hope that this just maybe even help give you some comfort as you're thinking about your style and what might be blocking you. Maybe you also got checked on some habits that you might be employing that you need to pump the brakes on when it comes to your style. Just really tuning in to let yourself know that clarity is the best place to start for you to get focused about how you want to show up. Okay. And finally feel like I'm stylish. Like that's an identity that I want to have. Okay. Listen, Anika said, I've tried to stay on the radar, but it doesn't work, right? Exactly. Stop trying to hide. There's no reason for you to hide at all. Okay. You are here to be seen, to be heard, and that's what we're doing. All right. So if you know that you are part of Team Seen and Team Heard, and you want to make that investment in your style, like you really want to open up your closet and feel like you have choices that really reflect you. Okay. If that's a space that you know that you desire, say yes in the comments. I would love to invite you to learn more about the Style Elevation Experience. That is my signature style program, and it is all about helping women of color who are leaders and industry experts really own their bold, authentic style. So this program is designed for the woman who is looking for a transformation. You want to be stylish. You want that to be part of your identity. Okay. You want to show up at work on the weekends, running errands, church, speaking engagements, all the things fly, put together, and feeling like everything in your closet is really something you love. The colors, the materials, the accessories, they're pieces that showcase and highlight the best of you and that you're excited to get dressed. Okay. Because it's boss energy time. We want you to feel unmissable about your style and your brand. So that is what the Style Elevation Experience is all about. If you're interested in working and learning more about it, drop a yes in the comments. I will DM you and send you some information. And there's a whole link and a whole page that goes into all the details, how we work together, the investment, the time, all the things. And if you feel like it's a good match for you, I'll invite you to fill out an application and schedule a call with me. And then we can hop on the call and get to know each other a little bit better, and then decide if we feel like this is a good fit for us to work together. Because I'm your style expert. Y'all, like, how y'all see me like this with the hands? Y'all see the hands? I am with you. I'm very hype woman, like coach, confidant, style expert. I'm gonna keep it real with you because at the end of the day, I want you to show up as your best and truest self always, because it is such a powerful thing when you're able to do it. All right. So I'm rooting for you, and I cannot wait to hear from some of you who might be interested in making that next step in your style journey. All right. So listen, y'all, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Wednesday, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.